Yo, American Fiction. Yo, just seen it and yeah. Now I'm irritated because I was meant to go to a preview screening when this just before this came out, but I was ill, which is very frustrating. But so yeah, very glad that I've now done it. It is written and directed by Cord Jefferson. The film is produced by Jefferson, Jermaine Johnson, Nikos Karamigos, Ben Leclerc. It is executive produced by Ryan Johnson, Percival Everett, Michael Bowles, and Ram Bergman. It is co-produced by Lenny Payen, associate produced by Hannah Offer and Dan Watson, and line produced by Bruce Wayne Gillis. Laura Cartman handles the music, Christina Dunlap, cinematography, Hilda Razalua edits a piece, Jennifer Houston took care of casting. Production design, we got Jonathan Guggenheim. Maddie Young was art direction, while Kyra Friedman Curico set decoration. Rudy Mance was behind the costumes, right? Hair and makeup, we got Nicolelle Young, Gianna Sparacino, Frederick Saunders, Galaxy San Juan, Jocelyn Ortega, Lisa Morgan, Robert C. Matthews III, Michelle Lewis, Felicia Leatherwood, uh, Curl Up and Die Janet Holt, Monique Peoples Graham, and Selena Evans Miller. So our cast. We have got Thelonious Monk Ellison. He's played by Jeffrey Wright. He's got a sister, Lisa, played by Tracy Ellis Ross, and a brother, Clifford, played by Sterling K. Brown. His mother, Agnes Ellison, is played by Leslie Uggams. They've got a living help for his mum, Lorraine. She is played by Myra Lashetta Taylor. Then there's Maynard, played by Raymond Anthony Thomas. We've also got Arthur, who is Thelonious's agent. He's publishing agent. He's played by John Ortiz. There's Coraline, played by Erica Alexander. We've got Wiley Valdaspino, played by Adam Brody. Willie the Wonka, played by Keith David. Sinatra Golden, played by Issa Rae. There's Vango Jenkins, played by Okoret Onaduwan. Paula Badaman, played by Miriam Shaw. John Bosco, played by Michael Cyril Crichton. Mandel, played by Patrick Fisher. Wilson Harnett, played by Neil Lerner. Carl Brunt, played by J.C. Mackenzie. Aline Hoover, played by Jen Harris. John Daniel Sigurdsson, played by Bates Wilder. Jeleni, played by Michael Gibrin. Brittany, played by Skylar Wright. Leo, played by John Owls. As Gilda, played by Cameron Cusack, or Carmen Cusack. Dr. Bolger, played by David D. Beck. Right, he's assistant, played by Michelle Prude. There is Matthew Wilson, played by Joseph Morella. Jordan Phillips, played by Stephen Burrell. Um, Ned, played by Ryan Richard Doyle. Luz Burke, played by Greta Quizik. Lane, played by Ellie Soros. Philip, played by Dustin Tucker. Arthur's intern, played by Justin Andrew Phillips. Dr. Tifel, played by Celeste Olivia. Bert, played by Christopher Barrow. Kenny, played by Alexander Poboski. Alvin, played by Joshua Olamide. Yeah, I'd say that's probably a lot of our key people. I think so. I mean, there's a lot of other people, obviously. Now, the gist of the story is this. Cord, yeah, all right, let's fuck it. Cord Jefferson's hilarious directorial debut confronts our culture's obsession with reducing people to outrageous stereotypes. Jeffrey Wright stars as Monk, a frustrated novelist who's fed up with the establishment profiting from black entertainment that relies on tired and offensive tropes. To prove his point, Monk uses a pen name to write his own outlandish black book that he propels him into the heart of hypocrisy and the madness he claims to disdain. There you go. Right. So, yeah, this is this is the directorial debut of Cord Jefferson, which is it's freaking what a way to come out the gates, right? And it's an adaptation of the book Erasure, right? Which came out in 2001 from Percival Everett. Which I didn't come across that book when it came out, but I did enjoy this film. I really fucking enjoyed this film, people. It is, oh man, it is handled extremely well. It's so fucking, so the writing, man, coupled with these performances, just elevates this film to that next level, right? It's, man, just at the beginning, there's a conversation between Thelonious and Lisa. You know, she's driving them, and it's that sibling kind of little digs at each other, that kind of thing. But then, it seems to be like, but she's just like, I really, man, your last book was great. It's great. And then she just hits him with this line, and it was perfect, right? Because it's that thing that you do with someone close to you. You would say that thing, you know what I mean? So yeah, I feel that's just an example of how good this writing was. And then we're dealing with these ridiculous notions, right? Like he's he's a literature lecturer, probably an English lecturer. I think that's probably, yeah. And he's teaching this class, right? And there's this white girl, that's going, I'm offended by this thing. I'm offended by this thing. And there's like black students around her. And it's just this crazy situation, like that we come across all the time. And it's always weird, right? It's always fucking weird. And it's just amplified throughout, right? There's a conversation with this publisher, and it's just insane. It's insane. insane, right? Because it's that thing that people do when they're like, "Oh, I'm speaking, I'm outraged, and I'm speaking on behalf of people," and it's just like, no one made you the fucking spokesperson. What are you doing? Right? This isn't even an issue anyone gives a fuck about, right? If you want to make a stand, make it on the really egregious shit. But you choose this, and then everyone gets behind it and makes a big deal, and it's just like, yeah, we're changing the world. And it's just like, this does nothing for anyone. What the fuck? Right? So we have so many of these smart moments, right? There's, oh my God, there's a bit towards the end, and it's a conversation about a decision. At the end of it, the person's just like, we think it's important to listen to Black voices. And oh my God, you just watch that scene. You just watch a scene and it's just funny. It's funny, but it's funny in that way that it's just like, oh yeah, this is very typical. This is very fucking typical of what goes down. Oh shit. Like, it shouldn't be funny, but it's because it happens so regularly. It's hilarious, right? And there's just so much of this, right? The whole dynamic between Thelonious and Lisa, Thelonious and Clifford, right? Thelonious and his mum with Lorraine, you know? You throw in the Coraline dynamic. Man, these relationships, these interactions are tremendous. There is a scene which is incredible because we got Thelonious writing, right? And what he's writing is manifesting in the room. And I'm not sure. I feel there's been something along those lines, but I don't know if I remember anything exactly like this. But it works so well. It works so well. We get a Lord of the Rings ending, right? Which is tremendous. Like, tremendous. Because it also plays with the tropes, right? It also plays with like the people not actually listening to Black voices. It's just fucking, oh man, oh man, oh man. I understand why people are so high on this film, you know? So high on this film. As I said, the performances are great. I really enjoyed the music, right? The soundtrack for the film. You know, it just adds to I mean, I love jazz, right? But like the music they use is very good, you know? We have got these scene selections, right? The way we walk into a scene, the way we close a scene, all of these are just whew, like it feels like it's from a seasoned orator, you know? And then you find out that Jefferson, this is his first fucking film. Damn. You know what I mean? Like, damn, this is good, right? I don't know what Percival Everett thought of the adaptation, but I hope he was happy with it because I thought it did a tremendous job. Right? We get these conversations between Thelonious and Sinatra, and right, because on paper, when you first see Sinatra Golden, Issa Rae's character, like you might roll your eyes and just think, "Oh, god damn it!" But then when we see her in another situation, there is a lot of really thoughtful points that she is making. You know what I mean? So I like that, right? Because it takes her away from being this stereotype, you know? Because it's just like, even if you don't necessarily agree with people, it doesn't mean that everything out of their mouth is wrong, you know, is stupid. So it really just shines a light on that. But it's just this ridiculous notion that we see all the time. You know, this really reminded me of the publishing industry after George Floyd, right? Because when everyone's posting their fucking black squares and making claims about being inclusive and all of this, and you have all of these publishers, I remember, coming out with their statements, and then black authors are like, what are you talking about? You've never returned my messages, right? You told me that you've already got a black book, so you didn't need my book. Like, just all of these things, and you see these, publishers backtracking and being like, "Oh, but you know what I mean?" And this just really just kind of highlights that nonsense. But it's not just publishing, right? We see it in television, in film, in gaming, and just I mean, whatever fucking, space, we've seen it, right? And the film was a beautiful way to just highlight the hypocrisy, but in a non preachy way, right? In an entertaining, fun way, but that hopefully leaves you thinking. So if you haven't seen American Fiction, if you were late to the party like me, people, go watch it. You will not be disappointed. And you can understand why this is nominated in all the award ceremonies, right? You can see why. This is fucking outstanding. American Fiction, go enrich your life.